Good morning to all the stakeholders of Uitenhage High School, our beloved children, our parents, and everybody connected to our school. Boys and girls, very excited about the reopening of schools. And at this point, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that we have so many people out there risking their lives, people who are right at the front line of this fight against the pandemic. Here we think of our doctors, nurses, our policemen, social workers who are fighting this pandemic on a daily basis. Thank you to all those workers. We also, of course, remember those families who have lost loved ones in this fight against the COVID-19 virus. And we continue to pray that they will find comfort. As we embark on this reopening of schools for our grade 12s, again, we as a staff, management, SUB, have taken all the necessary precautions humanly possible to ensure that we don't have one incident of infection. But to ensure the success of all these efforts, it is essential that all of us adhere strictly to the protocols, the new regulations that will be enforced as from Monday here at our school. Shortly you will see a video which will explain to you exactly what is expected of all of us, and the manner in which we respect these regulations will ensure that we won't have any incident of infection. Of course, as we seek to complete this academic year, it must never be at the cost of human life, and we must ensure that all of us continue to do that which is required of us. We think and we pray for all our leaders of our country as they make decisions that affect all our lives. And we continue then to aspire to live for our children as we inspire also to persevere in the face of this hardship. So God bless all of you. Perseverando vincimus. I thank you.
In their transport on their way to school, our learners are all reminded to practice and observe social distancing. When our learners arrive at school, a queue marshal will be stationed at the gate to hand them each 2 masks. Our learners will notice that as they enter the gate, social distancing demarcation signs have already been indicated. Our learners will then proceed to the first station where the healthcare workers are stationed. The healthcare workers will take the temperature of our learners. They will also be asked a range of questions as a screening measure. If a learner's temperature is above 38 degrees Celsius, they will be directed to the school's isolation room. If a learner's temperature is acceptable, they have passed the screening questions, they will then proceed to the sanitation station where their school shoes and hands will be sanitized. After a learner's shoes and hands have been successfully sanitized, a queue marshal will then indicate that they can enter through the main entrance of the school. Our learners will move down the main corridor of the school where a queue marshal will be stationed at the end of the corridor while they are still observing social distancing. They will then be directed to the school's quad where each learner will be allocated a specific chair to be seated on as the orientation process commences. After the orientation process, queue marshals will then indicate where learners are supposed to exit the quad. As learners arrive at the classroom, a teacher will be stationed there to sanitize each learner's hands as they enter the classroom. The educator will already be stationed inside of the classroom to indicate where each learner will be seated while observing social distancing.
Good morning, our teachers, our parents, mostly our parents and our students that's coming back to our school. As you know, that we are facing a pandemic which is an unforeseen circumstance that none of us has ever asked for. Main thing is that we must always bear in mind, wash our hands, keep a safe distance. We should apply social distancing because we know that this pandemic it's something that no one has ever asked for. So the most important thing is that you should always know that the SGB is always standing behind our teachers, behind our parents, behind our school. And our involvement is of such a crucial state that we also need our parents to be involved and to make sure that our kids are safe. Thank you and keep safe.